Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Um, just uploaded Strike the Blood, and I did Magical Warfare. Time for Kenichi. Now, this one was kind of interesting. But kind of, because if we remember from last week, we had, my nose is very stuffy, I don't know why. Anyway, we had the guy who's working for the government, and he was going to ask Kenichi a question. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, we never got that in this chapter. The answering of that question. And I believe this was, my nose, 554. Cultural misunderstanding, I believe. Let me just make sure of that. Cultural exchange. Cultural exchange. Pretty much what goes down is we see the disciples of the barehanded team and the weapons team training. Now, in the beginning here, we see some friction going on. Now, surprisingly enough, the disciples, which I didn't expect this. I didn't actually expect the disciples to have an involvement in this war. And I mean that because I thought it was just going to be the masters that were going to end up fighting. But they apparently have a thing in this war, and we see for the ones that don't use weapons, we have Berserker, Blue, Tanimono, Hermit, and the other. We see two new ones we didn't see last time. So they basically refitted, if you will. So they lost Odin, former Odin, and that girl. It's been a while since. So they replaced those two, and you got the girl, and the other one, little girl. So those make up the non-weapons team, and then the weapons team we have the disciples. Well, we wouldn't know their names yet for the weapons team, but they're basically in the beginning fighting. The weapons team's like saying, "Oh, you don't use a weapon," back and forth banter, and we get a look at the weapons team masters. Like we've got Mildred Lawrence, Rin Tachibana. Rin Tachibana is Shigure's brother. We also got Uganusuke Yogi and Setaru Rogo, a bunch of names. The guy who seems to be at the head of the weapons team is Edeltraft von Schura. Can't even say these names. So, but basically, they're fighting amongst them. We see Lou, and he got like a new haircut, Lou, and stuff, and they're bantering back and forth, and it seems like they can't get along. We see Hermit there as well, and the whole thing that I'm wondering about is I don't think the non-weapons team is fighting. That is going to be my theory on that. I don't think they're going to be fighting here. I don't think they're going to be fighting. Because here's the thing. Ryo Senpaku is going in, and they're bringing along the disciples. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so they're going to fight? Pretty crazy. But, one guy shows up on and tries to stop them from fighting and says, both of you stop, and the real enemy is about to arrive. And that's basically what he states. And we see all the people of the weapons team. Two people we notice that were revealed. They were revealed beforehand. but we didn't really get too much info on them. And then you got like the others. And by my count, I'm looking at this, and it seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. There's 8 of them. So, and that's the exact number, I believe, for the Masters weapons team. So, probably what's going to go down here is Kenichi and his group and Masters, they're all going to fight the weapons team. It's possible that the non-weapons team, hand to hand, meaning the Berserker and everyone, and the Shadow Fists will get involved, but it's really dicey because they're basically outnumbered. Rin Sonpaku, too much firepower on them. So, and we got this guy, the guy who's ahead, I believe, of the weapons team saying. This little phrase, sky is colored deep red, shadows nestling close to the dance of death. And we got Ogata. He's saying, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Fighting is what will unify the disciples. And I think it was not him. I think it was him. He says cultural exchanges are difficult. And then basically, we see that a fleet is leaving and intercept the enemy ships, and we see Miyu's father. His role in all this, I'm like, listen, I don't want to paint the obvious, but what are you going to do if your daughter dies? Just putting it out there. Because, I wonder about his motives of what he's really trying to accomplish with this. I wonder about it. Now, we see this guy, and I believe his name, they call him Ichie-sama, apparently. He's basically telling him that about the fleet, they cannot get information on them and stuff, and so on and so forth. And he says that is fine about the enemy's next move. Doubts will cause distrust, and the fear will disrupt their peace of mind, pretty much. The world will then reach the eternal sunset. And they're basically saying an airplane past the defense line, and he says, oh, so they're here. And pretty much when it's on happening is these planes start coming in, to try to attack them at their headquarters. And, they're very powerful, and they're getting destroyed. The people are coming to attack them. And then we go from that to the guy who was going to ask Kenichi that question. The guy who works for the government. And he's pretty much there just to tell them, what's going to go down. He's saying that the bosses think the fleets make up their main force. We couldn't get any reinforcements here. That team's aircraft land at all costs. The fleet will hit soon, and the darkness but he's saying that the darkness is targeting something else. And we see a page with him and Kenichi, and I see 7 people there. So here's the gripe. 7 people, 8 disciples. Yeah, that doesn't add up here. That doesn't add. Even if they were finding the whatchamacallit, that doesn't add up either. So there's not that many disciples here that can go up against the whole weapons team disciples. That's a problem. I mean, at least from what I was counting before in the review. So, and basically it's Kenichi, it's Kisara, it's Freya, I think, right? Yeah, Freya, Kisara, Miyu, Kenichi, Takeda, and I think Thor and the other guy. So, I'm basically stating to Kenichi that, they're having the countries fight against each other, never-ending battle. They're waiting for the right time to attack, to split the world into 2 sides. And when that happens, they will destroy, first of all, is Japan. So they intend to destroy Japan. And basically he's telling them, do you understand? You're the only ones who can stop their dirty scheme. I mean, here's the thing. I'm sorry, but Are they really going to be able to stop them? See, I would have been more inclined to say Ryo Senpaku had a shot if it was just the Masters. But here's the thing. The Masters and Disciples are going to fight? I find that a bit crazy. I find that a really bit crazy. Like, whoa. Whoa. And we see, in the next page was this epic page. Big explosion. We see, oh shit. We see Sakaki carrying this guy out. And we see, in the background, you see Akasame and Apachai as well. It's like, you know, that thing in, like, walk away from explosions. It's like walking away from an explosion. Like the badass of badass. And they're basically doing that, and then we just see Miyu's father. He's like, as long as wars are started by people, no matter when, the ones who settle them will still be people. And it just says on the bottom, the masters of Ryo Senpaku finally land at the enemy's HQ, with the darkness and the Hachio are waiting them. The tension is growing in the, I don't know, it's blocked. But in that page, you see Akisame, you see Sakaki, Apachai, Kensei, and you see 3 others. So that's a total of 7. Basically 7. 7 disciples and 7 masters. I mean, if they had Ayato, if Ayato was able to get there, they have a better shot. The masters, at least. But here's the thing. There are 8 users of the freaking Executioner Blade. Oh, right. That's 1 less. That's 1 more than Ryo Senpaku. So they're outnumbered. Either way, masters and disciples outnumbered. But, you know, but the other guys that were with them, one of them is Takeda's master, and the other one I could notice in the page was the guy who was helping Shigure forge you know, gauntlets for Kenichi's friends. So, and there's this other guy, this old guy. We don't know who he is though. So they got 7 masters here for Ryo Senpaku. You got 8 for the 8 and plus the 8 for the regular martial arts. The Shadow Fists, I believe. So this is really a pickle. This is a real pickle they're in. Ryo Senpaku. I'm going to say it right now. A very disheartening situation. But here's the thing. Don't really see... I see them fighting the weapons team. That's why I see them fighting. As far as Disciples concerned, we don't know. But most likely the weapons team. Hopefully. We'll see. Who knows? Plus, there's also this other thing to suggest for this chapter. There is not that cohesive unit between the weapons team and the disciples of the Shadow Fists. It's not like this. It's not so good. So that might be on the good side for Ryo Senpaku. But really, all they're doing here is rescuing Shigure. That's it. That's the way you look at it. They're just going there to rescue her, to get her out of there, and to leave. I mean, there's no reason for them to stay there and fight these guys. Get in, rescue her, get out. Because they can't fight them like this. There's no way they're going to beat them completely. They just have to get in there and rescue Shigure and get out. Because until they get Ayato, until Superman Furinji comes into play, they don't have a shot. They can't beat these guys completely. They have to wait. They have to wait. They have to wait. So, yeah, that's at least my 2 cents on this. But still a good chapter, 4 out of 5. I just don't understand why they didn't show that guy. He was asking Kenichi a question. He's going to ask him a question about something. And then, like, they just didn't, we didn't know what it was. Like, why? But anyway, I'm guessing how this is going to go for next week is they're going to have like the masters are going to go in and charge forward, you know, and then I guess they'll get the disciples involved too, because that doesn't make any sense to me. It seems weird. Why are you bringing the disciples as well? Like, you already have the masters fighting. Why are they fighting as well? Maybe you guys can tell me your thoughts below in the comment section about that whole scenario. But yeah, that's the story there. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Good chapter. Good chapter. This is gonna get really high heated. I want to say some deaths are in the running, but we have to wait and see for next week. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Nothing else to do. I uploaded pretty much everything. It's just One Piece. Go figure. And besides One Piece, it's probably just everything that it's on Sunday. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try to nail those Times of Darkness stuff. So, yeah. Story there. Alright, I'm Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Those Baku's got to get their ass in gear. Stop winning, man. You're outnumbered. Jesus. Gotta win. See you guys later. Peace.